大家好，恭喜发财，新年快乐 Happy New Year to all of my people, all of our friends in Hong Kong, Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Vietnam, the Philippines, Cambodia, Korea. G-Money, am I missing anyone?
I believe there's this country called China you're missing.
Is that, what do you call the people from China?
Well,
let me stop you there.
I don't want to say anything racist.
So, let's run the fast break. Hey, thanks for joining us here on the Fast Break Show. Rob here along with G-Money. We call him G-Money because he's an accountant. How you doing, G-Money?
I'm doing just fine and dandy, as usual.
Let's try to bring a reasonable take into this. The Alley Oops by JJ Redick.
恭喜发财歌声前，大吉大利欢乐年，咿呀咿呀。
Trying to wish the Chinese people a happy new year.
Just wanted to wish all of the NBA fans in China.
Give me your initial reaction when you watched that video.
Initial reaction was I didn't even catch it until people started mentioning it.
I'm going to be like Omarosa.
Obviously.
Omarosa on the Big Brother. Really?
Obviously. Yeah, because you're telling me that you caught it the first time that you saw the video?
Yeah.
The very first time.
I thought it was so obvious. I thought it was so obvious.
It showcased a lot of NBA players in there. I mean, you have to be really paying attention to what JJ Redick is saying for you to catch that the first time. Maybe the second time, maybe the third time. But I'm just saying, it's hard to catch it the first time. Maybe JJ Redick didn't hear when he was saying it. Now, the 76ers PR team, Tencent, the NBA, see the video, edit the video. They should have known that that word in there would not go well. And they dropped the ball on that one.
What were your thoughts once you figured it out?
Once I figured it out, it sounded, yeah, I can see why people were enraged by it. But I did think that I didn't think that the NBA should have released that video if it was so controversial.
And just a little background: the video was taken by this company in China called Tencent. They are the exclusive digital partner of the NBA over in China. They also work with ESPN to bring China, I guess, the best NBA coverage. So obviously, some people dropped the ball there. This is an example where the apology is worse than the crime. That's where I'm coming from. I don't believe JJ Redick is foolish enough to say it on purpose. He was quick to apologize. And G-Money, if you can read the apology.
Apology is from JJ Redick's Twitter account, which reads, just saw a video that is being circulated of me wishing a happy new year to NBA fans in China. Clearly, I was tongue-tied.
Stop! G-Money, you saw the video. Was he really tongue-tied? I mean, it sounded like he was just flowing there. He wasn't like that it rolled off pretty smooth. Was he really tongue-tied?
I don't really believe he was tongue-tied, but then I also don't believe that he meant to say it. So I think he was like thinking of a word, maybe NBA fans maybe NBA China fans or something like that, and then the word just slipped out. So
okay.
I think it was just maybe it was, you could call it a slip of the tongue, but I think he was just thinking of a word and that word just popped into his head.
All right. Keep going with the apology.
Clearly, I was tongue-tied, as the word I purportedly said is not in my vocabulary.
Stop! All right, G-Money. Purportedly, all right, is the word commonly used when something's not clear, when you're not sure if something happened. If something maybe happened, then you use the word purportedly, all right? In this case, I heard the audio. You heard the audio. Millions of Chinese NBA fans heard the audio. You might not have meant to say it, but it came out pretty clear. I don't think you purportedly said it. You said it, maybe by accident, but you didn't purportedly say it. I didn't like that part of the apology.
I think that he really didn't mean to say that particular word. It just slipped out. I mean, it was an accident.
I would agree. Okay, that I can agree with. Now Now finish off the apology. You can finish it off.
I'm disappointed that anyone would think that I would use that word. I love and respect our friends in China, which I think he really means.
Okay. Well, who was the last time he shouted out the Chinese people before this? I'm not sure. Okay.
The last time anybody in that video shouted out the Chinese people. I mean, clearly the NBA just wanted to release that video to gain some more Chinese fans for Chinese New Year. That's all it is. So JJ Redick, I believe, was forced to do that video. All right, he might not want to do that video. He was forced to do that video, and it came out the wrong way.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he meant to say it. I don't think he wanted to say it. Now, what are the chances that he's actually said the word before in his life, and it's somewhere in his subconscious, and it came out at the worst moment? What are the chances that could have been what happened?
There's a good chance that could have been what happened, but I mean, it just came out at the wrong time, I guess. But I think. Is he, when he thinks of Chinese people, does he think of that word? That's hard to tell. But I would give him the benefit of the doubt.
So obviously that apology wasn't enough. So this is when you know it's serious. Instead of just tweeting out the apology, it looks like he types it out on his iPhone and then posts it on Twitter. I mean, this was like a 2-page post, it looked like. G-Money, why don't you read apology number 2?
This is a long one, so let's start from the top. To all our NBA fans in China and everyone celebrating the Chinese New Year, I want to sincerely apologize to anyone I may have offended. After a recent 76ers game, I was asked by the NBA and Tencent to record a video wishing our NBA fans in China a Happy New Year, which was what I was talking about earlier. He was basically forced by the NBA to make a video. I was glad to do it. I was intending to say NBA Chinese fans, but it sounded weird in my mind, so I changed it mid-sentence to NBA fans in China. It came out the wrong way.
Stop! Now, you tell me, how does NBA Chinese fans and NBA fans in China, how do you cross that up to where it sounds like chink? I mean, if he wanted to say Happy Chincano New Year, if that existed, I could understand. Okay. If he wanted to say chicken nuggets and somehow it froze and chink comes out, okay, I can understand that. But how does NBA Chinese fans and NBA fans in China, how do you mix the two to where you say what you say?
No, and he first said NBA chink fans, right? So that means he might have intended to say NBA Chinese fans, but he switched Chinese and chink, right? Those two words. And then he changed it to NBA fans in China, which makes more sense. So that's what I think happened. I'll take his word for that, for it there. So that's, I mean, it could easily be mistaken NBA Chinese fans, and that's where I think he messed up.
Anyway, we're getting too far into the semantics. Proceed with the apology.
At the time we recorded it, no one in the room, not Tencent, not the 76ers PR team, and certainly not myself, heard the word that I purported to say.
Stop! All right.
There's that word again.
We've been through this part before, all right? No more purported. PR 101. When you apologize, any sign, any hint of deflecting the blame, putting the blame elsewhere, you got to take it out. You can't put it in there. So I don't like the part where he says, hey, we recorded it. No one from Tencent said anything to me. No one from the 76ers PR team said anything to me. And I didn't hear it. Okay.
Right.
Just because no one else stopped you and told you it was wrong doesn't absolve you. But it sounds like he's trying to say, hey, look, it's not just me. Tencent put the mic in my face, didn't say anything. 76ers PR, and, they're not paying attention to this stuff. They didn't say anything. Hey, what about it? Almost sounds like to me he's kind of deflecting a little bit. Hey, these guys didn't notice it either. It wasn't just me. I didn't know I did anything wrong.
Well, I agree with him there. I mean, obviously nobody else said anything. That's why the video was put out there.
I'm saying yes. Tencent did drop the ball because whoever was editing it should have seen it, and apparently it was taken out of a certain version. But there was some version floating around the internet. So someone should have seen it and said, we can't put this on. I'll give it to them.
Right.
Someone dropped the ball. someone from the
That's why
76ers.
I agree with him there. I agree.
Yeah, but you can't say it when you're apology. You're supposed to be taking responsibility. You can't be putting this on other people.
You sort of have to put it on everybody, right? Don't you? I mean, obviously he's taking responsibility for him saying it, but he's also got to say, hey, look, the 76ers staff PR team didn't do anything about it. Tencent didn't do anything about that. The NBA didn't do anything about it. They put the video out there.
Look, I agree. He's not the only one to blame here, but as the person who's apologizing, you can't be saying, well, this guy didn't say anything, that guy didn't say anything. But all right, continue.
Had I known it sounded anything like that, I would have been mortified and recorded the greeting over again. That is not a word in my vocabulary, but I now understand how it sounds on the video. That is not who I am as a person, a player, a husband, and a father. I have been fortunate to play in 2 NBA global games in China, 2007 and 2015.
Stop. I don't want to hear that. All right. This is the I can't hate, this minority. I can't hate black people or Spanish people. I can't hate gay people because I have a gay friend. I won't insult Chinese people. I played 2 games in China. What?
That part did sound kind of bad, but I mean, look, he's just trying to connect with China. Like I said, it sounds kind of bad when you just mention China out of the blue like that, like I played in China. Well, nobody cares whether you played in China or not. Maybe you played in China and still don't like Chinese people. So, I mean, that really doesn't do much. The apology is pretty generic anyway, so. I don't really believe that JJ Redick believes his apology anyway. So, I mean, he was just forced to make an apology because of all the hate that he was getting.
I think we differ here, and I'm a little surprised. I was going to defer. My question was, do you believe him? Do you buy the apology? Oh, hang on. I want to screen share something. You tell me if you can tell me if you can see or hear it. Okay. Can you see JJ Redick?
I see him.
I'm sorry for anyone that I offended with what was a very unintentional mishap.
Right, I'll give him credit. At least he's owning up to the fact that he said it and that he did not purportedly say it. I'll give him credit for that.
Sorry for that. I can't imagine waking up to celebrate a new year and having some random NBA player, use a word like that. So I'm very sorry.
I will have to say, JJ Redick. In the large scheme of things, JJ, it's not that serious. You're not Steph Curry. You're not LeBron James.
Right.
You're not Kobe Bryant. No NBA fan in China is waking up and saying, I hate the NBA because JJ Redick said, accidentally said, what I really said. It's not that serious.
Now, a lot of people in China are actually offended. So you have to come out and say something, all right? If he doesn't say anything, it's only going to get worse. And I got to say to all the fans in China, and you might not like this, but all the fans in China need to relax with this whole thing. I don't even care if Steph Curry says it. I don't even care if LeBron James says it. I don't even care if all these NBA stars say it. It's not that serious.
Like, hey guys, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, I don't care if they say it or not. This is not that serious in the grand scheme of things. You're going to still continue to watch the NBA, all right? You're still going to be continuing to be fans of LeBron James or Steph Curry or whoever says it.
Very, very sorry, and hopefully, we can move on and talk about some basketball.
You don't. I actually think he was sincere in the apology, but you don't buy it. You think he was just pressured to make the apology. You think he was pressured to make the video and then pressured to make the apology?
He was pressured to do all of it. He was pressured to make the video and to begin with. I don't think he wanted to make the video. I think he wanted to just, the NBA was like, all right, this will be better for your image or whatever, and you have more fans in China. Obviously, by making the video, I think he has less fans in China now.
Well, he's never going to play in the CBA, even if he wanted to.
As far as the apology goes, yes, I think he was forced to make an apology. I think he felt he needed to make an apology.
We do have to bring up, brother Lin speaking out. Apparently, Jeremy Lin doing more for JJ Redick than he has for the Brooklyn Nets this entire season, believe it or not. Brother Lin,
better to do right now.
I think they're buddies. I think I saw Jeremy Lin on JJ Redick's podcast at some point. So Jeremy Lin says,
Jeremy Lin one of the players that wanted to recruit JJ Redick to come play for Brooklyn?
Indeed, he did, and you don't think that has anything to do with it, does it?
I think that has something to do with it. I mean, I wanted JJ Redick to play for Brooklyn. Actually, I think he would have been a good asset.
Anyway, so Brother Lin says, what is it? I spoke with JJ today on the phone for a long time. I truly believe he didn't say a racial slur and that he has a great deal of respect towards Chinese people. I also reached out to Adam Silver and David Shoemaker, CEO of NBA China. Everyone knows that this word should never be used referring to Chinese people, and everyone is committed to Chinese fans being treated with equality and respect that they deserve. At the end, to the fans, I encourage you to not use hateful language toward the NBA and JJ. Hope everyone continues to have a happy new year. So Jeremy Lin trying to douse the flames, so to speak, put out the fire. He believes JJ Redick. How much weight do we put on Brother Lin's covering for his buddy?
He's pushed into a corner here. It's like whether he says something or not, people are going to have their own opinions of the issue. But obviously, Jeremy Lin is an ambassador. He's the link. He's the only link, I believe, right now in the NBA that is between the league and China. So I think you put a lot of weight into it. But every time somebody says something bad about Chinese people, obviously Jeremy Lin's going to be asked about it. I feel bad for him.
This is a intelligent man. He's articulate. I've listened to some of his podcasts, but somehow wishing NBA fans that somehow trips him up. I mean,
everybody in China knows who he is now, so maybe that's a good thing.
Hey, they say no press is bad press. I do want to say I was pretty impressed with D'Angelo Russell's 新年快乐. I was like, whoa, that sounded like pretty smooth there. D'Angelo Russell, who taught him how to speak Chinese?
I think a lot of NBA players nailed that line. I mean, it's not Chinese. Obviously, is not an easy language. So, I mean, a lot of NBA players tried their best. Obviously, JJ Redick didn't feel that he needed to say anything in Chinese. Maybe nobody taught him how to say anything in Chinese. Maybe that would have been better. Maybe JJ Redick should have asked somebody how to say Happy Chinese New Year in Chinese, and he would have avoided all this slip of the tongue or whatever.
And Hassan Whiteside with the little Jiao action. Obviously, he used to play in China, so you heard that a lot. I was quite impressed with him, too. But, yeah, just to put a bow on it, very unfortunate. This is a case of where, like I said before, the apology made things worse. If he just came out with a strong apology right off the bat, I think he could have extinguished it. But be that as it may, it dragged on for a few more days. But, by Monday, he could put it behind him. I think a lot of it has to do with, in China, like in America, you do have these crazy people on the internet, the extremes.
I think people need to stop asking them about it then.
I think that'll happen now. All right, any final thoughts before we wrap it up for the week?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, thanks for joining us on the Fast Break. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about what he purportedly said and also about the apology. Thanks for watching. Join us next time on the Fast Break. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you later. Peace.